Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Are you ready for some piping hot tea? Now look here, let me just tell y'all this. I was around there minding my own business like I sometimes do, what I usually do. And what do I see? Because I was about to bring y'all the story about Marquez, right? You know that deadbeat ninja from over there on Love and Marriage Huntsville. You know he's in a quadrangle, you know. It's him, Martell, Latricia, and Ken, right? I was about to tell y'all about that. But guess what I found as I was scrolling through my Facebook looking for more tea? Ooh, baby. It's this group that I'm in called Belle Collective Conversations. Let me take a sip of water. Now, I ain't one to gossip, so y'all didn't hear this from me. But the richest Belle, it may have to pay some Belle. She might have to incorporate Letitia Pearson into her repertoire, down to her job. Now, just last week, I was posting how proud I was of Letitia, because I was like posting pictures of her new salon. I was like, ooh, she come up with the best idea. You know, she had that salon, you know, that hair salon in the vending machines. And I was like, oh, that's awesome, because my sister used to try to buy hair at that vending machine. We are from the South, right? Okay, and I did go to Jackson State, but that's neither here nor there. So I was minding my own business. So it looks like Latrice is in some trouble. Just like her buddy Storm over there on Love and Marriage Huntsville. I need another sip of water. Well, in this book, on Facebook, in that group, they are saying that Latrice is a fraud. And she made the news. It says, ooh, baby. That's WLBT Channel 3. Local station down there in Jackson. Says Latrice Rogers of Belle Collective must pay $150,000 for intentionally using Ada Green's likeness without her permission. She used her likeness on, and this is using somebody's likeness. This is what using somebody's likeness is. Ariana Curry. She used her image on billboards and the internet and never paid her. Not the rich bitch. You remember when she and Storm was in that interview and they had to interview each other? They were talking about how rich they were. Well, it seems that she gonna be $150,000 less richer, because the word on the street is she got to pay this allegedly. But is it alleged when this is a newspaper article from WLBT TV3 in Jackson, Mississippi? Now let me just say this: if you want to go around there and look at WLBT website, I bet she on there. So why am I saying alleged? Let me get a sip of water. Why am I saying alleged? This is a factual thing. She was all up in the courts. And she lost. Stay tuned to my channel for more details on that. But let's move right along for the story that I really can't bring you. I was really... this fell in my lap. Ooh, it pays to join these groups. I know sometimes, they talk about your favorites real bad. But hey, they spill the tea, okay? And that's what y'all come to me for, the tea. So moving right along. Now, this is some sad ass shit that done pissed me off. It appears that after all, poor Jordan is not going to be able to get her medal back. Sad tea, right? And I am telling you from the depths of my soul, it's racial. I said what I said. I cannot make this stuff up. Now, moving right along. Let's get to that interview. So, I was minding my own business. But I did hit the notify button. So notify really does work. Hit your notification, and then you can see my stuff. So they asked them to tell, I'm going to get right on into it. So they was talking about how Latricia and the Frankles met. I call him Frankles because I couldn't say Freckles when I was little. So I call Marquez Frankles. So Frankles told a whole story, and he talked about how they met when they were in high school, and they were high school sweethearts. But he came from a loving family, and she came from a hard-working military family. And her family and his family felt sorry for her because it didn't seem like they were as emotionally evolved as they were. You can ask my grandma, she's 95 years old. That's what he said. But you know what it's giving for me? It's giving that he moved to Atlanta. He moved in with grandma. Now, allegedly, he want to be in the entertainment business. And he quit his job at Lockheed Morgan. Now, I'm saying that this is alleged because we all know him not to have no job. I'm just saying that's what it appears. And, hey, Ken always give us the impression that he ain't working. So, anyway, this dude is the idiot, right? He ain't too bright. So, he also was talking about, excuse me, that's from the water. He also was talking about how Ken and Latricia have been dating on and off by his calculations since he left in 2021. Now, he said that they just live separately, right? He moved upstairs. But in 2021, old Ken was already sending Latricia messages. He had nothing there to ask Dr. Heavenly, what if Dr. Damon saw somebody sending you messages talking about some tubes, let him see your tubes and your tooths? And then that's why I say he's an idiot, because, teeth is plural for tooth. But, some people didn't learn in school. And they talk about the Mississippi school system. Hey, hell, they all work if you work it. Shout out to the people down to the NAA. Is that what it is? The NAA? When you go AAA. Yeah, AA. That's the same. You work. It works when you work it, only when you work it. That's about the same thing as education. Public school education, private school education, all of them work when you work it. That's neither here nor there. So, getting right back to it. So, he said the thing that I've been saying all along. The timeline ain't timelining because how in the world was Martell in the midst of getting a divorce? Latricia going over to his house. Martell says that they had seen each other a couple times. And Marquez said the same thing I said. Now, he wasn't going over there for nothing. If you know Martell, then you know he wasn't going over there to play Peter Pan. Yeah, so we could only assume that they got down with the get down. And I've been saying that from day one. When I found out that the timeline wasn't timeline, and she's like, oh, he left about 6 years ago. When he left, it wasn't anything between me and Ken. See, this is what Ken don't want y'all to know. What I noticed from his interview. His timeline wasn't timeline either. Because he don't want y'all to think that Martell was messing with old Latricia while he was with her. Because, he don't want her to look like a loose woman out here in these streets. But baby, talk to her husband. Because when y'all confront, according to Marquez, when they confronted each other, he said that Ken said, talk to your bitch. And this was in 2021. And Martell and what's her name? Melody were going through their divorce around the same time. Think about that thing now. But they weren't fully divorced, which means that Martell was going to the gym more regularly. He said that he was asking at that time Latricia to go to the gym with her, and she always said no. I wonder why. Do y'all wonder why Latricia was telling him no? Maybe because he was hooking up with, Martell was hooking up with Latricia. So she didn't want Marquez going with her, allegedly. That's my opinion. Everything is alleged in my opinion. Hit the notification bell button so you can be notified. Like, comment, and subscribe. So, anyway, back to the interview. So, his timeline more coincides with mine. She don't want people to know that she was laid up in Melody's house. And my assumption is, and how dirty Carlos is, he invited that couple to the show to not expose them, but to show Melody that if you're not going to let me bring Aaron and Curry on this show, I'm going to bring one of his other hoes on here. And this one right here was sleeping with him in your house while they pretend like they was doing the gym. Because according to Marquez, her gym membership hyped up in 2018. So she was messing around with Ken, according to him, right after she joined the gym. But according to Latricia, it was around 2020, 2021. And her and Ken only had been dating for 2 years. The math ain't mathing, is it? No, it's not. So anyway, he goes on to say that when he was down to the courthouse, he wants a divorce. He ran into Mel. Then he gonna say, shout out to Mel for, us being together this weekend. Dr. Hill say, wait a minute, hold up. What you mean? I'm about to say, Negro, clarify, because Melanie likes smart men. After she messed with Martell, she knows not to get with another dummy. Taking a sip of water. Hey, I am trying to stay away from the young pharaohs. I'm out here in the Mississippi heat in my car, like rocks, being in Atlanta heat. Because she taught me one thing. If you want to get away from the pharaohs, you got to come outside. You got to come outside in the rain. Shout out to Keith Sweat. Anyway, moving right along. So, he also said that the problem that he's really having with Ken, he around his children. He said that Latricia had that oath around his kids before he left. He said that it was he had paid over $5,000 for a down payment on a house. Upstairs, downstairs. That's what he said. He didn't say two-story. He said upstairs, downstairs. Upstairs, downstairs house. And he was paying most of the bills. Now, Latricia said something different. They need to get together and work this thing out. Who paying most of the bills? Because according to Frankels was paying most of the bills. So, Frankels goes on to say, after he paid that $5,000, she had moved Ken up in their house. And he said he wasn't quite out of the state yet. He said he just had moved down the street in Madison somewhere. But anyway, now let me tell you what he did. Because he do dirty. But he said he has this timeline together. Because what he did was he was collecting evidence against Latricia. Because he had Ken on the ring cam. Said that Ken had the ring cam code before he did. I ain't lying. And so then Dr. Hillman asked him, so why didn't you go to the recital? And he says, well, I didn't make it to the recital. He come up with all these deadbeat dad excuses. When Ken said that he paid for him to come to Florida. He said his girl was an excellent dancer. So why would Ken pay for him to come to Florida? And he kept saying, it was only 5 minutes. It was only 5 minutes. Woo, woo. Marquez is slow as Christmas. But he did agree with Ken on one thing. And that was that Latricia don't like to tell her secrets. He said Latricia is very secretive. And when you need to know something from her, it's like pulling teeth. So it wasn't him that was having the communications issues. It was her. Now, pretty much Ken corroborated that, right? Because he said that when you try to pull things out of her, she just acts to. Same thing, how she's been acting with the ladies dealing with Martell. She keeps saying, nothing happened between us. This, that, and the third and the fourth. Girl, you were down in that basement where Martell had the gym equipment. You was in Melody's house. Now, I understand everybody saying that Melanie should have a problem with it, but the problem I would have with it is this is pre my divorce and he had her up in my marital home. Everything else, I wouldn't give two shakes of rattlesnake's ass about. But that right there, that's the ultimate disrespect. And that's why she can't come up with the correct timeline. This lady's supposed to be an engineer. Now, you come up with some math facts, go down there and check Lunny Love out on the real. Every time they had a math question. You have to know some math in order to be an engineer. So your math ain't math, sis. And even I could figure that out. And I'm a horrible math student. Never denied that. But I do know it's some time missing from what Frankel said and what you and Ken are saying and what Martell said. It's one thing that Martell hasn't done that all the rest of them have done. Martell has never put a time on it. Have y'all noticed that? Because Martell knows what to do. See, he's an old hoe. And he been a hoe in a long time. So he knows not to put time on it because, Martell ain't too bright either. So he was trying to get Latricia to play it off when he was like, hey, my name Martell, when they met. Since, they came back together on the show. But she didn't play along with it. Baby, like I said in my last video, I can guarantee you I would have known what to do. I said, oh, I got it. He trying to front like he don't know me because he know we hooked up in the past. And I was down to that lady's house. So I'm supposed to act like I don't know him. And I'm damn sure not supposed to run to the house and tell my new dude that I'm mad because he acted like he didn't know me. The fuck? Ooh, Latricia is special. Do you hear me? I don't give a damn if she is an engineer. She is special. I can't make this shit up. I cannot. I said it. I watched an interview. I watched all 3 of their interviews. And I brought them all to you. Just like I'm about to bring you Frankel's interview. And I don't care what any of them say. Somebody lying. Somebody is lying. And I think it's Latricia. And Ken is lying by default because he don't want her to look like a hoe in these streets. Or 304 in these streets. Shout out to Jaquita from Family Empire. Mm-hmm. He don't want her to look like a 304 in the streets. And if you know, you know. So, to round things out, Dr. Heavenly said, I'm getting to know you better. I feel like, you might have gotten a bad edit. What did she say that for? Oh, then Marquez, all Marquez did, he didn't bring up the bad edit, she did. All he did was confirm the bad edit. Baby, when I tell you that damn devil, Carlos King, lost his shit, I thought Carlos was going to jump through that Zoom call or StreamYard or whatever they were on and go down there and grab Marquez up and shake a knot in it. Because he said, hold up, don't you ever. That don't have anything to do with production. We don't do bad edits on Love and Marriage Huntsville. You give us the information, that's what we proceed with. And then Frankel say, I done made the boss mad. I better back up. Yeah, you better back up because boss was mad. He said, oh, yes, boss. Baby, When I tell you that I hadn't ever seen Carlos come out the bag like that, he always with the, honey, I love you, honey. I love everybody. I love everybody. I love this one. I love that one. And, I love all the girls. Everybody's my friend. But, baby, when Frankel said he had a bad edit, which he really didn't say, Dr. Helpman said, go back and watch it. He lost his shit. He came unglued. He came apart at the seams. Because I've been telling you since I found out Latricia was coming to that show and she was on a 3-way love affair with Martell. Go back and look at my videos when I first found out that they were coming to the show. I did some digging. I did. And I knew before the show aired that Martell had hooked up with Latricia. And besides all that, Carlos King had said when the show was premiering that Latricia and Martell had a past that was going to come out on the show. Right? So then I watched Queen Sheba, and Queen Sheba started confirming stuff that I was already suspecting. So I did my own video and my own research, and I ended up agreeing with her. I mean, Queen Sheba, shout out to her. But I ain't one to gossip, so you didn't hear from me. Go around there and look at her video. Or you can go around there and look at mine. Because I said, what was my title? Love and Marriage Huntsville New Throuple? Something like that. It's in my playlist. On Pipe and Hot Tea and in my Love and Marriage Huntsville playlist. Go check it out. Because I had put some things together way back then. So, basically, they're all confirming what I originally suspected. It's a plot and a scheme that Ty set up to come to us with the bullshit, and nobody knows about the schemes and plot that Ty set up better than Carlos can. Okay, now like I was saying, Carlos is the best at it. But Carlos is going to lose his fan base messing with Melody. I'm just telling you. Because these people are digging up and figuring out that whatever he is doing, he has some kind of vendetta against Mel, and whatever he's doing is circling right back around to her. His issue with her, whatever that issue may be. I think, honestly, he changed the direction of the show. This is my opinion. He changed the direction of Love and Marriage Huntsville from Melody and Motel Hotel's original idea. They agreed to bring their marriage to the show. Ins and outs. It's two things that I think he's mad at Melody about. I think, my opinion, I think he's mad at Melody because she is blocking Arian from coming on the show. And I also think that he is mad at her because when they changed the direction of the show, he had full plan to continue to use that marriage as the centralized part of the show. He wasn't expecting her to divorce that ass. My opinion. Because as long as she was the long-suffering wife, then ratings, right? And then when she chunked up the deuces, that messed up him having his central couple. Because that central couple brought not only the idea, they brought the drama and they brought the people to the show. Because as you can see, the other peoples, they don't do shit but lie and get liens and on their properties and not finish building shit. Right? So now that Martell is lost, basically, without Melody, the show is not coming out like he wanted it to. He wanted her to, like I said, stay the long-suffering wife, no pain, no gain, better right style, and not leave. And so did Motel Hotel. That was the plan. And Melody effed up the system. You see what I'm saying? Or hear what I'm saying? Because you can't see. But also, another thing that Frankel said that caught my eye. He kept saying that unless he and Ken get on the same page with him being around his daughter, because he have a real problem with him being around his daughter. Not as much as his son, but around his daughter. Now, I could see that because if he's correct and it was only 6 months after they started talking, Latricia brought him around the kids, I could see his point there. So he said that the only thing that he can think of to do is sit down and have a peaceful dinner with him or crash out on him. Do y'all think that Ken is the Incredible Hulk Ken? Do y'all think he's got a Frankel? Crash out on Ken. Now look, as my mama always told me, the leaning tree ain't always the first to fall. Right? And the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Right? But I don't think in my heart of hearts that Frankels want to go up against the Incredible Hulk. Do y'all think that? I don't think so. Well, if he does, he's brave. Maybe he got the strength of Bruce Lee. If you know, you know. Because Bruce Lee beat some big dudes up. Because he had the skills to pay the bills. If you know what I mean. So, maybe he had the skills of Bruce Lee and he might be able to handle him. Okay? Because that's the only thing I can think of. Unless he just going to go upside his head with something. Knock him upside the head with a bit. Put an R in there. But anyway, as I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. But just remember, I'm from the city. So, I can bring you details on the Belle Collective. But, honey, I wasn't expecting that. Again, Latrice Rogers had to pay $150,000. Come back to my channel if you want to know more tea about the Belle Collective. Okay? Because I'm going to have it for you 9 times out of 10. But as I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. But before I do, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell button so you can be notified. Not fly, because it's flies flying through here. Mississippi in the summertime. So you can be notified when I upload a video. And as I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. One more thing. Share the video. Share. Why? Because sharing is indeed caring. Again, this is Reality with Diva D. And as I do when I close, I'm going to chunk them up. Deuces.